Prison breaks, acts of desperation, follies of the hopeful. History whispers of such daring feats, each one a gamble against insurmountable odds. Walls, bars, guards, mere obstacles for those with cunning and courage. But freedom's price? Always steep, always uncertain. Inside these cold concrete cages, hope can be a dangerous thing. It festers in the dark corners, whispering promises of a life beyond bars. And sometimes, just sometimes, it fuels plans as audacious as they are improbable. Isabel wasn't meant for a life behind bars. Her spirit, vibrant and free, clashed with the cold steel and concrete. Her crime, a desperate act for a loved one, haunted her every waking moment. But within the prison walls, her resolve hardened. Freedom, once a distant dream, became her sole obsession. Isabel possessed a sharp mind and even sharper instincts. She observed, she analyzed, she learned the rhythms of prison life. She knew her escape hinged on exploiting the weaknesses within, and her gaze fell upon the newest recruit, Officer Davis. The plan was audacious, reliant on meticulous timing, and every second counted. The stakes were high, and the margin for error was razor thin. It required not just precision, but also a heavy dose of risk, the kind that could either lead to freedom or a lifetime of regret. It hinged on Isabel, with her captivating beauty and quick wit, turning her greatest asset, her femininity, into a weapon. She was more than just a pretty face. She was a master of manipulation. Seduction, a dangerous game in this concrete jungle, would be her key to freedom. It was a high-stakes gamble, where one wrong move could spell disaster. Whispers of the plan spread through the cell block, a flicker of hope in the weary eyes of her fellow inmates. The rumor mill was alive, buzzing with anticipation and fear. They saw in Isabel a glimmer of what they yearned for, a chance to break free. Her courage became their beacon, her determination their inspiration. Each whispered word, every stolen glance added fuel to her burning desire. The tension was palpable, the air thick with unspoken dreams and silent prayers for success. Section 4. The Mark. Officer Davis, young and eager to please, was a rookie mistake in a world that thrived on cynicism. He was fresh out of the academy, full of ideals and a sense of duty that seemed almost out of place in the harsh environment of the prison. His naivety, his vulnerability, were cracks in the prison's facade that Isabel intended to exploit. She saw in him an opportunity, a way to bend the rigid rules of the prison to her advantage. She studied him, learning his routines, anticipating his reactions. Every detail mattered, from the way he walked to the way he hesitated before making decisions. Every stolen smile, every calculated touch was a step closer to her goal. She knew that trust was a fragile thing, easily given but hard to regain once broken. Yet, with each passing day, a gnawing doubt began to creep into Isabel's heart. She questioned her motives, wondering if the end truly justified the means. The line between manipulation and genuine connection blurred. She found herself caught in a web of her own making, unsure of where her true feelings lay. Was she losing herself in the role she had to play? The reflection in the mirror seemed to ask the same question, leaving her to ponder the cost of her ambitions. Section 5. A waltz of wit and charm. Their interactions were a delicate dance, a waltz of wit and charm. He, captivated by her beauty, blinded by her attention. She, calculating her every move, weighing his every word. The tension, thick enough to cut with a knife, crackled between them. The day of the escape neared. The plan, set in motion, hummed with nervous anticipation. As the final act approached, Isabel found herself at a crossroads, her heart torn between the promise of freedom and the unexpected pang of guilt. Section 6. Freedom's Embrace. The night was alive with anticipation, a palpable tension hanging in the air. The escape, a symphony of whispered signals and perfectly timed movements, unfolded with precision, each step meticulously planned. Gates swung open, alarms remained silent. Officer Davis, blinded by his infatuation, had played his part perfectly, unaware of the consequences. Yet, as Isabel tasted the sweet breath of freedom, a chilling realization washed over her. She stood alone, the weight of solitude pressing down. The escape route, designed for one, was a cruel betrayal, a path that severed ties and left her isolated. The faces of her fellow inmates, filled with hope just hours before, now haunted her, their silent pleas echoing in her mind. She had chosen freedom, but at what cost? The price of her liberty weighed heavily on her conscience. As the sun rose, casting long shadows over the deserted road ahead, Isabel understood the true price of her escape. Each step forward felt like a step into the unknown. She was free, but forever bound by the chains of her choices, the memories of those she left behind clinging to her like shadows.